All right. Yes, we got Super Marilyn. Marilyn Gibbons here, Realty Executives in the Villages. Marilyn, thanks for being my guest today.
Thank you for having me today.
Yes. So, all right. Tell me a little bit about your background.
I'm from California. I was raised in Buffalo, New York, and migrated to New York. And here I am in the Villages for warmer weather and to be near family. And sell real estate here in the Villages, Florida, has been my passion for the last 14 years.
So you've been to the three corners, right? New York. What part of California?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So New York, California, now Florida.
Everywhere you can imagine. And then between and traveling for business.
So you've sold real estate for how long?
14 years.
14 years. Okay, good. So, you bring a lot to the table. You have a lot of experience. What would you say are one or two or three things that you bring to the table as far as service? What do you bring to the table?
I think there's a lot of things that come with service. I have been in sales, marketing, and contract negotiations for over 25 years. And I think what I bring to the table is a different perspective. Being newer in the Villages, not new to real estate. And the other thing is caring about your client and really listening to the client direct. That is one of the skills I was taught in sales, is to listen to your client and let them be your guide. So my goal here in this is to really be that source that you can talk to about your concern and about what it is that you particularly would like to do in order to get your home sold. I'm all about getting properties sold. I'm not about just being a listing agent and keeping on the market.
I love that. I love
My
that.
past success, my past success in sales was that I used to get 95.7 to 99% of the selling price for my sellers. And my from past lives have always said one of the strongest suits was negotiations and also having compassion for the client.
So strong negotiator and having compassion for the client. Those are two
Correct.
things that are actually, well, not only very important, but it's also very unusual to have those two aspects, because sometimes people look at it like, oh, that's, those are two extremes, right? Like some people think, okay, you're going to be a strong negotiator, so you have to be, hard-nosed and tough. And then compassion, sometimes that could be mistaken for weakness or, being too soft.
Well, here's what I have to say to that, Glenn. One of the things that you're taught in negotiations is to have a win-win attitude, so that when everybody walks away from a transaction, nobody feels like they've been taken advantage of. And that doesn't just mean that it's the buyer or the seller, the agents as well. You have to keep a positive attitude with both the other agent that you're working with on a transaction and everybody's concerned. That's what helps you get to the end in real estate and getting the property sold. It's very important to remember the ultimate goal is you want to sell a home, or you want to purchase that home, and you really do want that home at the end of the day. So it behooves everybody to be cooperative and understand that we will work together to get your property sold or to get you the home of your dreams, which I personally love living here in the Villages. It's a beautiful place. We have so much to offer.
So what would you say are like two or three or four things that you're doing right now that serve the client, or maybe something that would benefit the client in a big way?
Well, some of the things that I do is before I come in and list your property for sale, I will ask you a series of questions about what's important to you in getting your home sold. It's not just about how many days to get your home sold, and what is most important to you when we go to move forward to purchase or to help you sell. but also to purchase a home. And then the other thing that I think is very important to people is having a plan of how will they exit the market? How will they, if they're in the villages,
Marilyn, you're back. Say that again.
I'm back. I'm back. So I think it's critical to really make sure that, you know, the seller and buyer are both comfortable with the process and explaining it to them at length. You know, I came from an attorney state and Florida is a title state. So that was definitely a different change. But there are things that I think are a big advantage here in Florida is being able to work directly with the seller or the buyer to come to terms should there be an issue that arises directly instead of having a third party middleman.
I think that's great. You know, having that experience.
Well, it's been interesting. I've seen a lot of deals in my time. I'm proud to say that every listing that I've taken, I've only not been able to sell one. And basically that was because the seller decided not to sell the house. So I'm proud of that record. I've always had a good resale record and I've had a strong customer background. So, and getting top dollar for the client. And I think that's really important. If you listen and you help the client get to where they want to go and they listen to you, it works out. I have taken many classes. I have my GRI, which is a Graduate Realtor Institute. It's one of the highest nations other than having a real estate degree. I also have the SRES, Serving Seniors, and I have also taken the short sale foreclosure representative class as well, in addition to many others that I took, but I no longer need to keep up those designations. However, I do keep up the 3 that I have. Otherwise, I mean, hundreds of dollars. So, and I'd rather spend that money on the client.
I like that. I like that. Marilyn, how can people find you?
You can reach me at 518-330-7494. You can also visit my website at Marilyn, MAILYN, Gibbons, GIBBONS.com. I encourage you to take a look at my webpage. Contact me direct again at 518-330-7494.
Marilyn, I love it. Thank you for joining us.
It was my pleasure. Have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for the opportunity. Bye now.